Oh hey, what's up guys? Today we're gonna do half cab crooks. Now if you are someone who does not have good half cabs, where you hear the snap, you feel stable, or feel stable and can lock in and then stay engaged with crooks, then you're gonna be praying for luck. You don't want to get lucky. You don't want to just land this trick. You really want to learn it. And so some things to consider is making sure you got those tricks, even if it means warming up and getting the two tricks separately, right? So we're gonna start off by doing 10 half cabs and then 10 good crooks, right? This is gonna allow us to really dial in, refine those tricks, warm up, so to speak, so that we know we have them good to try them out, right? Now, half cabs. So that one was not good. We're gonna keep going. Are you laughing because of him?
Yeah, no, it was, the half cab was bad.
Yeah, that was not good. That better? A big thing is that you want to make sure you can go a fair speed, right? Because this trick is so much harder if you're going slow and just trying to lock on, right? You really want to feel like you can use momentum. There's nothing wrong with getting to the ledge, you know, being right next to it and turning right into it. But I found it's so much harder to stall than it is to actually just go for the half cab and try to lock into a crook. That's my bias, I would assume, but I find that you have to feel confident going at a fair speed with half cabs. So when you're warming up for the half cabs, think about going a little faster. You can stay there. I'm gonna do half cab crook.
Oh my god.
That was not good. Okay. You know why? Because I was popping off my nose. I just messed up. Okay. So not the best, but at least I didn't completely fail like the first time. But point is, you want to feel confident going at a good speed. Now, doing half cab 50s is ideal. Is ideal, but it's not necessary. Although it will help you feel so much more confident approaching a half cab crook. So for context, I'm someone who learned half cab 50s before I actually really got comfortable with half cab crooks. So maybe you want to think about practicing half cab 50s, right? In the case you don't, right, some things you want to consider is make sure you feel comfortable going fast with the half cabs, making sure you're prioritizing hearing that snap, feeling stable, right? And another thing is being able to lock in and hold the 50, right? You can always kiss half cab crook and kiss it, but I found it always feels like luck when you land those half cab crooks. It feels best when you can actually half cab and just wait so that your weight can settle down or settle in and you just lock in, right? And so in order for you to be able to reference that feeling, you want to get real comfortable locking into crooks, right? So if you're someone who's trying to half cab crooks but is only trying to do the edge, that's okay. You still want to make sure you can do crooks by themselves at a distance, because that tells you, it shows you, it has you feeling the control you need to just do a half cab crook, even if it is just a kiss. So we're gonna be doing crooks on, let's make it a little fun. No, I'll do it here. We're gonna do crooks on this ledge. Sticky. I also wasn't as engaged right there. So let's use this. I had this in my backpack. So I'm gonna use it as wax. Okay. I got a new one. Okay, right here. Here. Okay. Once you have crooks where you can hold them, you feel confident. It doesn't feel forced. That one felt kind of forced, but you know, you really want to feel just like you're locked in. That's when you know you can pair the two, and you have all the tools needed to and you're able to reference those feelings that you get with doing a half cab, you know, half cab with speed, and that crook locking in, really engaging throughout, you know, from the roll in, the lock in, and the roll away. So having said that, we're gonna do, what do you think, 5 or 10 half cab crooks, and then elaborate between.
Alright, but I think you should do more half cab 50-50s.
Half cab 50s. So the only reason I'm not gonna do that is because I have to commit to it, and it's because there's a big line.
Oh.
But like I said, if you do half cab 50s, it does shape the way you're approaching the ledge in a parallel manner, and it makes it you build confidence when you do end up going for the half cab crook. So if you were lacking so much confidence that you can't even stick a half cab crook, you definitely want to just go back to the half cab 50s. And if you're someone who's like, nah, let me just do the crook and ignore the 50, you're pretty much pedaling, or you're pedaling up a hill, right? When you can just, how do I say this? You're pedaling up a hill with the hardest gear, right? You can lower that gear and do half cab 50s first. Okay. Now, half cab crook. Gonna talk about how to approach it after this one. Oh, okay. So right there, I threw myself a little prematurely, but I also was kind of curving at it a bit too diagonally. I need to make sure I'm approaching it in a parallel manner. So it's kind of difficult because this quarter pipe has me curving in, so I just need to make sure I curve in earlier so that when I'm next to the ledge, I'm jumping straight up over the lead foot and landing over that lead foot. So approaching parallel right here. Okay. I feel like that one, I turned too early before I even popped. Like I popped right here. Instead of popping here, I popped like, and I was turning out of the ledge. So you want to make sure you're popping from this position, not here or not here, right? Not there. Your tail wants to be, you know, parallel to the ledge. Probably wasn't the day to do this. So I keep leaning forward. That could be because of fatigue. That can be because I'm not engaged, or both. They align. So I'm just need to place the intention in engaging my body, making sure I'm centered over that lead foot, which is the right one, and then thinking about landing and locking in over my left foot, which becomes the one that has to, you know, have pretty much keep me stable and locked in. All right, so I'm going from here to here. Another thing I'm doing is just throwing myself instead of just like hopping straight up over. That was a Halfcab 50. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna just do 5, guys. The first one was good though, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just take a reset up there.
And reset. And take some breath.
Think of engagement.
Okay. Engage. So you can see I got a little lower, but as I landed on the crook, I was leaning back. I want you to actually get the angle right here so they can see where my center is when I slip back or when the board goes forward. Huh? Okay.
No,
Or when the board goes forward versus when it comes back, right? When I prematurely, jump forward or just throw myself, that's when the board leaves me. When I slip back, it's because I locked in and my weight wasn't centered over that lead foot. It was going towards the back foot. So hopefully you won't see that because I'll land all of these back to back. But if you do, you'll see it from this angle. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell from that angle, but I popped, locked, centered, and then when I landed on this right foot, which is the back one. It's not the lead one, so I don't want to catch myself here. This is not a habit I want to be okay with. So even if you do land half cab crooks, it's not wise to be okay with landing it like that. You want to really learn it to the point where you're centered over that lead foot from the roll in to the roll away. And that's why doing the trick half cab 50s, getting real comfortable with that, with a lower risk trick, generally speaking, is a bit better, right? Because it's gonna help you really build in those habits so that when you get to this, it's less likely. Right here. That's two, right? Or one?
I think one.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So 4 more.
Oh,
Yeah. Good. Okay. So the reason why that fall was like exaggerated was because I really can't fall off on my left side. I saved myself. So you can see I like threw myself. Okay. 4 more. Wow. Stay engaged the whole way. I need a reset too. Okay, that threw me off. That's probably a perfect example of what I mean by throwing myself to the ledge before my board even gets on top, right? When I land, you can see that the board's locked in, but my center weight is over the nose. It needs to be over my foot where it's locking in. Okay. You can see even when I do lock in straight over the foot, if I'm extended and not engaged, it's gonna have me going forward because there's nothing that's gonna keep that engagement is not gonna be able to keep me there. And so it's super important to make sure you're landing in an engaged manner, right? If you're going slow, it's not really gonna shake you, or if it's super wax, you'll probably go with it. But even if you go with it and you're not engaged, it's gonna be hard to really keep that lock in the way you would, hopefully eventually like to have it. Okay, so that's 2.
yeah.
Okay, 3 more. That's actually something that happens very often when it goes into a nose slide, and my take on that is you simply don't get the pop you're looking for, and so it's super important if that continues to happen, just go back to half cabs, go fast, and really practice getting that snap, right? Instead of just turning your board, you want to really snap it and turn it in the line you're approaching. Think about there's an invisible line. You want to do the half cab right over the line instead of kind of going off of the line to do the half cab.
So with the line.
Right? So let's say, okay, this is the line, right? No, there's no line. Right here. This is the line. We want to be able to half cab where we're doing the half cab like this instead of where it comes off of the line and then goes back on, right? And in order to do that, you have to get a good snap. Right? 3 more right here. Okay. Is that feeling better? I just needed to warm up. Okay. Third one. I was engaged the whole way, locked in over that lead foot from the roll in to the roll away. The biggest, takeaway from this land was sometimes you're just not warmed up enough, right? Once things start to feel fluid, maybe take that as an opportunity, or take that sign as an opportunity to go for this trick. So if you get to the park thinking, oh, I'm gonna straight away try to learn this trick, maybe you're setting yourself up for frustration instead of success. And so just get warmed up before you try something like this, because even if you're someone who has this trick consistently and has landed it a couple times, you probably can use some warm up, right? Making sure your whole body's working as a unit. 2 more right here. Comment if you think I'll get this back to back. Comment. Okay. So honestly, that was not I was centered over the right way, but I was still approaching it and curving. As I popped, I was still curving. That's a compensation that many of us have, and even though you'll still land it like I just did, it's not really going to prioritize stability and feeling fluid. It's going to feel very lucky, like I've mentioned. And so another thing, if you are learning half cabs with speed, make sure you're not curving as you do the half cab, because that's a compensation. That means you need to be already prematurely turning with uneven weight, right? So that you can get that 180. You want to be able to do a half cab with yourself centered over that board, right? Your board going straight. Another thing, when you if you find yourself getting into the trick, but your shoulder right here wants to come back and it's causing your board to go in like a nose grind, that means you're too tall, right? So you get onto the Krook, you're here, you're too tall and very there's no strength, there's no, how do I say this, like there is no structure holding you in this position because you're disengaged. So everything's, your momentum, you are easily influenced by the momentum, right? Or swayed by that momentum. So imagine me not engaging throughout the whole trick. It's super easy to do this where my shoulders just keep going the direction they started. Whereas if I'm engaged, I get to control a bit more how much I turn, right? Because I'm jumping up and landing and going down, right? I'm having the momentum go down and the speed, I'm having my body go up and down, whereas the speed, that momentum is taking me the distance or towards the end of the ledge.
Sounds like you can manipulate the momentum into sinking into the ledge.
No.
With engagement.
No, I wouldn't say that. I don't know if that's. I would just say you have to be engaged, because that keeps you locked in, right? It keeps your body locked in, your posture locked in. That's what I was trying to look for. Oh my goodness. It keeps your posture locked in the way you need it, so that you're not easily swayed through the momentum. And the only thing the momentum does do is take you from where you started to where you ended, instead of momentum keeping your body moving, right? And so lock in through the engagement. It's not just the trucks that lock in, it's your posture. So that whole time I was on this back foot. And I was not on the lead foot. You can see that when I popped, I was kind of leaning back the whole way. And when I landed, I was even centered over that back foot. It's not something you want to do. Again, you can land these tricks. Doesn't mean you learn them. If you learn them, you're prioritizing these concepts like engaging, you know, approaching the ledge parallel, making sure you're allowing momentum to just take you through the obstacle and not, you know, having your body spinning uncontrollably. I think I just need to land one more, right?
2 more. Oh no, yeah, one more.
One more. Alright, that was definitely not the best one, but what you can see there is I really relied on speed because I don't feel like I really locked in. You'll see it in the video. So like I said, you'll land these tricks in many different ways, but learning them is making sure you're prioritizing comfort and fluidity as opposed to force and what's the opposite of comfort? Intention and being tense. Forceful. Having said that, hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, I forgot. What was the homie's name? It's okay. Shout out for the homie who requested this trick. If you want another trick to be covered in this channel, leave it in the comments. Other than that, if you're interested in lessons or coaching, hit me up at profe.carlos and see how that might look for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.